franktalks.com.
A reading from The Lifestyle by Terry Gould. Hi, I'm Zoltan, and welcome to another edition of Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles, a reading from. This week's reading segment comes from The Lifestyle by Terry Gould, pages 309 to 311. People learn to let go when they're in a lifestyle sexual situation, Kathy Gardner said to me, standing beside her tall husband with whom she was a partner in their brokerage firm. Not that that's the only way to get to that place of freedom, but it appears that that's an effective way. When you're at middle age, remaining sexually open means remaining intellectually open. That was my point on Geraldo. I'll bet that went over well, I said. Kathy and Dan, Frank and Jennifer, and Jenny Friend had all been on the talk show circuit, which collectively included their appearances on Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael, and Geraldo, and a few others of that stripe. They subjected themselves to that insanity because they all passionately believed they should be out there showing the world that the lifestyle was populated by normal folks. It was like, lynch 'em, kill 'em, Frank said. Sickos, pathological freaks. I really got scared for a second. What right do people have to call these people pathological? Anita Banker asked. What information do they have? I guess they think they all have 5 or 6 guys a night, I said. So? What's wrong with that? Anita laughed, and she wasn't joking at all. She and Michael Riskin were writing a book called Simultaneous Orgasm and Other Joys of Sexual Intimacy. In their convention workshops, they treated open eroticism and the lifestyle as normal behavior for those who liked it. Michael had even worked as a sex surrogate for women before he'd become a therapist. That is, he'd been paid for having sex with females who wanted the experience. I hadn't even known there was such a thing as male sex surrogate. The government doesn't want people feeling this free, Kathy said. I go out and I say, look, we have 5 kids, we're grandparents, and we care about the future. I never say the lifestyle is the end in itself, but it's a stepping stone to discovering yourself and a lot of mental freedom. That's spooky for the powers that be, especially when they see me up there on TV. I am mainstream America, and my mindset is mainstream American. And I have done everything socially acceptable to what mainstream is. Yes, I have one husband, but yet I have found a way that I can satisfy my sexual desires and social needs by going through this door. I know that makes me very unmanageable from their point of view, but don't dare try and stop me. We're adamant about that, Frank said to me. Anybody discriminates against us because of the lifestyle, we'll sue their ass. About half an hour later, Jean Henry and her partner Clark Ross came through the door with a couple of colleagues she was staying with in Los Angeles. The looks on her friends' faces betrayed no surprise at the crowd. It turned out that they too believed swinging deserved some attention from academia. I waved to Jean and we sat down at a table in the back and watched some of the rites on the dance floor. I asked Jean if she'd found any differences between the subculture at clubs on the coast and in the South and Midwest. I was just telling them that I haven't. It's actually pretty uniform, she said. What's interesting is that the norm wherever you go in the subculture is to rebel against this one area of sexual prohibition and leave everything else alone. They really honestly believe the prohibition is based on an old set of rules that have survived despite the fact that the conditions have changed so much. I suppose historically we've always been ruled by men who've made those prohibitions and then ignored them, her friend said. We still are, and they still do, Jean laughed. And that was an excerpt of The Lifestyle by Terry Gould. If you would like to read more about this, consult The Lifestyle by Terry Gould. This was Zoltan for Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles, a reading from segment. If you have a suggestion of any literature you'd like us to review dealing with pleasures and lifestyles, please let us know now. Send an email to frank@franktalks.com. That's frank@franktalks.com, or visit our website, www.franktalks.com.
Remember to sign up for the Alternative Relationship Choices ARC newsletter and get weekly tips to guide you through polyamory, swinging, and the basics of non-monogamy. We can help you find your ARC, your alternative relationship choice. Sign up at franktalks.com now.